10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage P120, décollage. La propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme. Le pilotage est calme, la trajectoire est nominale. Acquisition de la télémesure par la station de Saint-Jean. Paramètres bord sont nominaux.
How fantastic to see Vega C roaring across that equatorial sky. Yet again, one can't take one's eyes off her. It's so impressive, like a boil of light rumbling across the jungle. This is, of course, the second launch of Vega C, Europe's new launcher, and it has just successfully completed liftoff with Pleiades Neo 5 and 6 on board. These two satellites, designed by Airbus Defence and Space, are the 119th and 120th to lift off on a Vega launcher. And we will, of course, be following the different stages of this flight very closely. David, I turn to you. What are the main stages of the flight we should be looking out for in the next few minutes?
So in a little less than 1 minute, the P130 first stage will have finished its job and it will separate from the launcher. And then the second, this is the second flight of this P120 stage, following the maiden flight, and it will also be used on Ariane 6 later on.
Début de queue de poussée du P120.
Before the announcement of the separation of the P120, just one word, sur this, a reaction. Wendy.
It's always amazing.
David.
Yes.
A word.
Yes, it's always incredible to see the liftoff.
There we go. So now we have...
Yes.
Séparation du P120 et allumage du Zefiro 40.
There we have it. The separation of the P120, which we see very clearly. We've seen it, saw it very clearly. Well, the DDO has just confirmed this separation of the first stage. So if I've understood correctly, the P120, David, is just one of the new features of this new launcher, am I right?
Yes, so besides this first stage, the second and the fourth stages, so the Zefiro 40 and the Avum, have also been improved, increasing their propellant capacity and therefore the overall launcher performance. And also, very important, the fairing volume has been increased, allowing the launcher to accommodate larger satellites.
Well, Vega C is starting to lighten its weight and separate from its first stage, the P120. What is the next step for the European launcher?
So in a few seconds, the Zefiro 40 stage will have finished also its job, and it will also separate from the launcher. And the third stage, the Set 9, will ignite and continue the mission.
Wendy, turning to you, you explained to us earlier the incredible hard work that Airbus Defence and Space teams have put into getting Pleiades Neo 5 and 6 airborne today and en route to their destination. But it's tonight that everything starts for them, isn't it?
Yes, you're entirely right. It's a relay between the teams involved in developing the satellite and those who will be operating the constellation. And first things first, in the next minutes and hours, we'll assess that both satellites are fully operational. This means checking telemetry, checking the successful deployment of the solar panels, and so on. It's an in-depth check to make sure everything is nominal. Once that's done, we'll turn on the camera, which was one of the most fragile instruments.
We see that there's a problem with the trajectory. David, can you tell us?
Yes. So there seems to be an issue with the launcher, yes. We stand by to get more information.
So could you tell us exactly, we can see on the graph in front of us, we can see that the trajectory, it seems to be going, maybe, is it going off course? Can you tell me? No.
Yes, yes, indeed, the altitude, it seems to be lower than expected.
So the altitude, we're at 107 kilometers. Have you got any news from us from Kourou in your earpiece?
No, not for the time being.
So, in this type of situation, how would you interpret this? What might have happened? What could happen?
Okay, for the time being, we're waiting to get more precise information on.
Sorry, David, you were saying you're still waiting for news in your earpiece, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
In your long career, have you already had a problem such as this, perhaps?
Yes, yes, indeed. There have been issues before, yes.
Okay. Well, it was a very spectacular liftoff. We can see the DDO, they seemed very focused and still concentrated, trying to work out the problem. We can still see, I don't have his name tonight, Mr. DDO, he's talking to... David, we're still waiting for news from you. I don't think you have anything to give us yet.
No, we do not have.
Well, all I can say is that if we do have to go off the air, we will, of course, be giving you an update on all our social networks, and we will be keeping you updated with what's happening. We can see, once again, everybody, we can see the VIPs standing around waiting to hear.
À tous de DDO, suite à accident lanceur, que tous les moyens restent activés pour une mise en configuration d'arrêt de la base de lancement.
What does that mean, David? What does the DDO just announced to us?
Yeah, so the DDO announced that there was indeed an issue with the launcher, and so everybody's standing by on the launch base to see what the exact situation is. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they certainly look very, very focused. What can you tell us about what your idea of the problem might be?
It's hard to tell for the time being without additional information. But what we saw is that yes, during the flight of the second stage, there seemed to be an issue with this stage.
Well, we might have to shut down our live sequence in a minute, but we're still waiting. We're still waiting news. We're still very hopeful, and we hope that the problem is going to be resolved. So can you describe to us, perhaps, David, we're going to perhaps try and get Stefan back and get him wired up, and then maybe he can explain to us what is the problem. Maybe, David, you could just explain to us what we're seeing up on the screen. Where are we here exactly?
So yeah, this is the Jupiter room. So obviously, people are waiting to get more information on the issue. And yes, indeed, we will have some...
Because all these people who are here, they're all the VIPs, they're a lot of representatives from all the different groups.
Behind the glass panels, yes, they're
That's what we call the fishbowl.
Yes, inside there are the people following the launch and all the authorities of the launch. Outside is the public and guests that are invited for the launch, yes.
Well, we are still waiting for some news of the launcher, which has had a slight problem, but we will be... We're hopefully going to get some news on that shortly. I've just heard, yes, that on Road to Space that Stefan Israel is now going to come back and talk to us again and explain to us the problem. Yes.
So after the liftoff and the nominal ignition of the P120C, which is the first stage of the Vega, and under pressure has been observed on the Zefiro 40, which is the second stage of the Vega. And after this under pressure, we have observed a deviation of the trajectory and a very strong anomaly. So unfortunately, we can say that the mission is lost, and I want to deeply apologize towards our customer, Pleiades Neo and Airbus Defence and Space, for this failure tonight. And we will now have to work with all our partners to better understand why the Zefiro 40 has not worked properly tonight, triggering the failure of the mission. So we are going now immediately with all the teams, with our Prima View and all the partners to study what has happened tonight, and I really apologize for this anomaly.
Thank you, Stefan. Well,
Thank you very much.
Well, now, thank you, Stefan, for those words. Well, now we know what the problem is. We are now going to leave you, and we will you will have all the information which will be up on our social networks. We will of Arianespace, and we will keep you updated with all the details of the launch. Thank you, everybody, for listening to us tonight, and we will be back very soon on Road to Space. We look forward to seeing and hearing from you again. Thank you.